Chelsea owners are still contemplating on the coach they are going to bring in. They don't want to make a mistake with the coach that is going to come in. They are still looking at the whole scenario. They are still looking at the whole situation. But one thing I can guarantee you is that before the start of World Cup, Chelsea is going to have a new coach. Chelsea owner, they have not talked to any manager yet. They are still weighing in on all the managers. They are looking for the manager that will be suitable for Chelsea. The kind of manager that will come in. Maybe they are looking for the long term. They are looking at the long term, the kind of manager that will come in that will be suitable for the club, and the kind of manager that will want to follow their plans, what they want to do with Chelsea. That is what Chelsea owners are doing. Rumors has been moving around that Chelsea are in talk with Xabi Alonso. That's not true. They are not in talk with any manager. Andoni Iraola wants to stay in the Premier League. There has been clubs from outside Premier League, but he has rejected them because he wants to continue in the Premier League. So that of Alonso, Chelsea are still weighing in the kind of manager they are going to bring in. I'm looking at everything. What kind of manager that is there now that Chelsea can bring in that is really with more experience, that winning mentality? What kind of coach is there? For me, I'm looking at Xabi Alonso and Frank Lampard. That of Fabregas, this is his first season. We don't know what next season is going to be. By the way, Como just got their first European qualifiers. Congratulations to them. So that of Fabregas, this is his first year at Como. Even that of Andoni Iraola. I can only talk of Frank Lampard and Xabi Alonso. Even that of Xabi Alonso, he did not do well with Real Madrid. I'm not going to count that because Real Madrid, they are trouble. When Mourinho went there, he was unable to replicate what he did at Inter, what he did at Chelsea, what he did at Porto, because of the stubbornness of some player in Real Madrid. So we all heard what happened as MMA fight break out in Real Madrid, dressing room. So let's watch and see what their decision is going to be, who they are going to bring in, and the player they are going to send. I'm waiting. Let's see what they are going to do. So, looking at the coming back of Levi Colwill and Reece James, boy, they really helped in the game against Liverpool. Man, when Reece James was substituted in changes, you can see in the field of play that there has been change. The way Reece James progressed with the ball, the way he crossed the ball. Reece James has been missed, He has been missed in this team. I'm glad Reece James is back. I don't want to hear anything about injury in these two guys. I covered them with blood of Jesus. Reece James and Levi Colwill. Levi Colwill is the heart of that defense. The way Levi Colwill were playing yesterday, I don't understand why Enzo Maresca was crying. Bring me a defender that has the ball carry ability like Levi Colwill. Now understand why Enzo Maresca was insisting. And Chelsea owner said, no, we are not going to give you. If we have had that ball carrier like Levi Colwill, we won't have been where we are now. Imagine Levi Colwill coming back, have two of them like that. This our defense will be solid already. So I just hope this owner learn from their mistake. I just hope they learn and do exactly what they have said they are going to do. Bring in experienced player, give the coach the kind of player he wants. Even though you don't, when he said this is the place I want to reinforce that place for him. You understand? That is the only way a team can grow. Not just buying and buying and buying and buying and buying. At the end, nothing. Look at Sancho, Gittins, none of them is around. None of them is around. Madueke has been playing. If we had kept Madueke would have still been playing for Chelsea now. I know we all wanted Madueke out because he was not tracking back. But look at these guys now, Gittins out, Garnacho out. Even when they were playing, there was nothing to write home about. But for me, I would still give them time to develop, give them more time to grow, give them more time. Gittins and Garnacho, give them time. But that of Pedro Neto, I think it is right for me to say Pedro Neto should be sold. Pedro Neto has been there, I think 3 years or 4 years now, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's right time for Pedro Neto to go, because I have not seen that much improvement from Pedro Neto. As a winger, you are supposed to be giving more assists, scoring more goals. Pedro Neto, at times when his block is finished, you will not see one take on. That's it. So I think it's right for Pedro Neto to go so that we can bring in a fresh leg, a very good one that Estevao will be looking up to, so that Estevao can learn from that guy. That's what I think, and I think that's the right direction we should go. We have Estevao already in that wing. Bringing somebody more experienced than Estevao that will help Estevao to reach his potential, it will be the right thing. So is the kind of coach that we want to bring in. The kind of coach that is man management is top notch. The kind of coach that can increase the ability of young players. Not the kind of coach that can only work with already made. If you bring in the kind of coach that can only work with already made, then that is another big trouble. I think Xabi Alonso is that kind of coach that can work with young player. We all saw what he did in Bayer Leverkusen. We also saw what he did. He won the league with Bayer Leverkusen. He did right. He almost won the Europa League. He was beaten by Atlanta, where Ademola Lookman displaying his ability. So, let me know what you think about all this. Should Chelsea owner go for Xabi Alonso or should they go for Lampard? So, a rumor has been going on that for Mourinho to go to Real Madrid, that it depends on Mourinho. If Mourinho say he wants to go to Real Madrid, he will go. No, that has been a lie. Mourinho is keen on going to Real Madrid. Mourinho wants to return back to Real Madrid. He wants to coach Real Madrid again. But it all depends on Perez. It depends on Real Madrid president, Real Madrid owner. There are advanced talk with Mourinho, but it still depends on Perez. If Perez decides, say, okay, let me send Joseph Mourinho my proposal, then we can start talking about Mourinho returning back to Real Madrid. For me, Mourinho will be a very vital coach in Real Madrid because of what has been going on in Real Madrid. You see how Vinicius worked out on Xabi Alonso. You can't try that with Mourinho. So, if they are bringing Mourinho in, as I think they should give him that power for selection, so that the player that does not want to calm his head, sit on the bench, chop bench. When you chop bench, your head go come calm down. That's one thing I like about Mourinho. When you chop bench, your head calm down, then you start to play. I think coaches should be given this ability, because some player use that advantage against the coach, and we all will always blame the coach. We blame the player, but sack the coach. That is what we say. We can't say sack the player, sack the player, set the player. Even when we are saying set the player, when the player just do one brilliant moment, we say, hey, Levy, this is what I want from you. We forget about all the rubbish he has been doing. So for me, I think coaches should be given authority on the selection they are going to make, discipline they are going to be given to players. I think that coaches should be given that right, because some players now using it as a yardstick to misbehave, like Tchouaméni and Valverde that was fighting in the dressing room. So all those kind of things to stop. Players can call each other out, shout on each other when they are not doing the right thing. That one for me, it's okay to call player out. Come, you are here to play. If you don't want to play, you better leave. That one is okay. But fighting, throwing blow, from the looks of things, they say Valverde was the one insisting, saying that Tchouaméni was the one that leaked out the news. Tchouaméni was avoiding it, but Valverde didn't want to hear. That was what led to that MMA fight that would happen between them. He knocked out Valverde. Valverde found himself in the hospital. That was the reason why Valverde was unable to play in El Clasico between Barcelona and Real Madrid. So, in all this, Chelsea owner, for me, give them, let them take their time. At the end, provided they bring in a good coach. Another thing, I just hope Aston Villa is able to win the Europa League, because if they win the Europa League, we'll be able to sign a better player. If we are in top 6, it will not be 6 spots going to the Champions League from England. And I believe Chelsea now can win the remaining of their match against Tottenham. As Tottenham is our pitch. The only thing about this Tottenham now that is going to scare me is De Zerbi that is not their coach. That is the only thing that is going to scare me between the Tottenham and Chelsea. And our last match against Sunderland, I think we can run over Sunderland. It's remaining 2 Premier League games, and just the FA Cup final between Chelsea and Man City. If we can win that FA Cup final, that will boost the morale of the team. So let me know what you think about all this in the comments. Please like, subscribe, share. I remain your boy, your respect.